Hi everybody! I just want to get you started on making your broken pot fairy or gnome garden. To get you started, if you got your kit from us at the Lovejoy Village Art Connection, your clay pots have been broken for you, and those were done for you just to make sure that you get a couple of good pieces that are going to be usable. But if you didn't get your kit from us and you're trying to break your own pots, what you're going to need is just a clay pot. And then I suggest a pillow or some styrofoam or something, and you're going to stick it in your clay pot. You're going to do that so that when you hit the clay pot to break it, the hammer doesn't go all the way through, breaking both, shattering both parts of your clay pot. So you're going to have a nice big wall. So once you put your pillow or something in your clay pot, you're going to hit it with the hammer. Now you're going to hit it right about in the middle and right at the base of the top ring. That's where I found you get the best results in getting a couple of nice good pieces where it almost splits right in half. And you're also going to need some garden rocks. The other half of your clay pot's just going to be broken up into smaller pieces. You're going to need gnomes or fairies or little critters or whatever you're going to want in your garden to decorate. If you want water, you probably need some of these little stones, colored stones, and I bought those at the Dollar Tree. Some moss could always be helpful. You're going to need some soil, some plants, and these were just some artificial plants that I picked up again at the Dollar Tree. And E6000 glue. E6000 is not the most fun glue to work with, but it's the best thing to use if you're going to attach rocks to your clay pots at all. To connect clay pot pieces to clay pot pieces, hot glue is going to work just fine, but it's not going to work to connect your rocks to your clay pots. So if you're going to do, like I am, a wall here, but you don't want it to look like a clay pot, you're going to have to attach some rocks, maybe some moss, something in there to cover it up, and that's what I use the E6000 for. So the E6000, what you want to do is you should be in a ventilated area because it does have an odor to it, and you're going to put it on your entire surface. Then you're going to let it sit for a few minutes and get a little bit tacky, almost once it's starting to dry a little bit. And then you can attach your rocks. If you try to just attach them as soon as you put the glue on, they're going to slide. So attach your rocks, any other embellishments that you want, and then let this sit flat on the table for a while. Again, it takes a while to dry, so as it's drying, if you're trying to put it in your fairy garden while it's drying, it's probably, they're going to slide. So let that sit for a while. Now what you're going to do is each pot is going to be broken differently. There's no one right way to do this. So use your imagination, take your pieces and your parts and kind of just put them in your garden. Use your soil, pack around there to hold it in place while you figure out what's going to work best for you. Everyone's going to be a little bit different. Figure out what works good. Use the soil as a temporary glue as you figure it out. Once you got your parts and pieces where you want them, and if you're going to make stairs, you're going to put the stairs maybe here, pack some soil, maybe put another stair up here, and keep going until you get to whatever height you want your stairs to be at. After you get a real good idea of how you want your whole fairy garden to be situated, you're going to empty all that soil out of there. But before you do, take a pencil and just mark where your clay pots touch. And then take your soil out and use the hot glue to attach them where you want them. Then you're going to put your soil back in. You don't want to glue soil to your project, so you do need to take the soil out. It'll just weaken the glue. Take it back out, glue it back up, and then continue arranging. Put your soil back in wherever you want it. Decorate with your plants wherever you want them. For mine, I wanted to do a little waterfall feature here. And for the waterfall, what I did was I just took a piece of plastic and I covered it in hot glue. As the hot glue started to dry, it almost tried to get too smooth, and I wanted it to have a textured look to it, so I just took my hot glue gun and kind of messed it up as it's drying. Then I used a little bit of blue paint and I painted the back of my waterfall. There's no paint on the front, so that actually kind of gives it a foamy kind of a look. And I'm going to use that with a little piece of a broken clay pot here to make a waterfall in my garden. I also wanted behind my waterfall a big wall, if you will, of plants. And so I just took a piece of clay pot and I hot glued a bunch of plants to it, and that's going to get glued right behind my waterfall here. So again, all this stuff is completely up to you. You design yours however you want it. After it's designed, you're just going to put in all your little gnomes and your critters, however you want them to be. If you want some water, again, these little rocks make great water, and they could be, the garden rocks could be used to make a border around your pond. That's completely up to you. I just wanted to make sure that you kind of understood the difference in the glue and the techniques of gluing and breaking your pots. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. If you're with the Lovejoy Village Art Connection, you should be able to find me on Messenger, or leave a comment below and I'll try to help you if you need any help. Thank you.